what's that noise?
Oh, sorry, that's me.
What the is this?
Wow. Oh my God.
Surprise! I'm from the Elvis Duran show.
Oh God.
The country's most popular top 40 morning program.
Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
Look at that. Straight up, top of the hour. It is Thursday, May 22nd. I've decided, even though it's Thursday, we should kick off Memorial Day weekend today.
Yeah.
I'm saying right now. Good morning, Danielle.
Good morning.
Good morning, Gandhi.
Good morning.
Good morning, producer Sam.
Good morning.
Scary. Hello, Funky Froggy. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Elvis.
Good morning there, Senor Nate.
Buenos dias, Elvis.
Scotty B is here.
Good morning.
Oh, God. Did I forget anyone? Are we okay? No, okay. Okay, we know Garrett's down the hall and Diamond's here. And is Andrew here yet?
No.
You know what? From now on, you must be present to win.
Oh.
Okay? That's my new rule.
I like that game.
Yeah.
We have two rules. We're starting Memorial Day today and Memorial Day weekend, and you must be present to win. If you want a good morning, I got to see you on the camera. All right, good. Other than that, you know, this weekend we're going to be down the Jersey Shore at Jenks, Point Pleasant. Mm-hmm. It's our jump start to summer. Thanks to M&M's, we're all going to get together tomorrow morning, bright and early, and watch the sun come up over the Atlantic Ocean. And if we're if we're big enough of a show, maybe we'll see the Pacific Ocean as well. I don't know. We'll see what happens. You know, one of our performers will be there, Lil Jon.
Yes.
I think we should play a Lil Jon to wake it up. Oh, boy. Get low. There you go, Lil Jon. It's going to be a great weekend. So, here we go. Into the day. Now that we've declared this the weekend on Thursday, I feel like pretty powerful. Hey, let's go talk to line 3, Leticia from Norwalk, Connecticut. Hi, Leticia. Wake up, sister.
Hey. Hi, guys. Oh, my God.
Oh, wow.
I'm so excited to talk to you all. Oh, my God. It's amazing.
Well, you're joining us and already awake. So I'm hearing that you are up early to drop your dog off at your mom's place and you're heading to Costa Rica for 8 days. Is this true?
Yes, I know, because I have to work all day. So I was like, we have to dog first, wake up really early, drop her off so we can get ready for tonight.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm doing the dog drop again today, too. And, I don't understand how parents can deal with, like, multiple kids. I mean, one's enough. But, I mean, Danielle, how'd you do it? Like, 2 kids, dropping off 2 kids, and you got to get out of town, and I don't know. How do you do it?
You figure it out. You bang everybody with your car seat, and as you're walking by them, it just happens. What are you going to do?
Well, there you
I
go.
know. Well, my pets are my kids, right? So it's like I always have to do everything around them.
It's true. It's true. But Costa Rica for 8 days? Talk about that. That's the blue ribbon winner right there. Tell me about it.
I know. So around this time, so my fiance, his birthday's Saturday, mine's next week. So around this time every year, we try to do a trip just like us, celebrate us. And we always do, like, we were in Europe in last September, actually. And we want to do something more adventurous, something different that we don't normally do. So I was looking into Costa Rica, and we're like, yes, let's go stay at the rainforest and, like, do some hikes and do some zip lining and the hot springs. So we're all about it.
Leticia, you're going to have the best time. I mean, how many of us? I think at least 4 of us have been to Costa Rica, right? I think.
Great.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. Have a great time. Tell the sloths I said hello. And hey, what do you have for our friend Leticia? She's on her way to Costa Rica. Give her something festive.
Well, how about some Elvis Duran apparel to wear on your way down there, and then maybe a T-shirt on the beach? How about that?
There you go.
I love it all, you guys. You guys, seriously, I've been listening to you since I was maybe 5 years old. I'm 32 now. Like,
wow.
You've been a part of my life forever. So it's like, this is amazing. I'm in tears right now talking to you guys.
If we were really a part of your life, you would pack us up and take us with you to Costa Rica.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
thinking.
Let's go.
Just saying.
Do it. Come on.
All right, Leticia, you have a wonderful trip, and stay safe, and good luck dropping off the doggy. And thanks for listening all these years. We sure do appreciate it.
Oh, gosh.
There you go.
Love you guys so much. Have a great day.
You too.
There you go. Thank you, Leticia. You're the best. Costa Rica, packed, ready to go. You know what? I got my bag packed for somewhere else, but I'll divert. I will do it. We had to play Get Low. We had to play Lil Jon. Got a text. Oh, this poor lady. She said this 34-year-old mom of 2 just threw her back out getting low.
Oh, no.
I will, in fact, now be one of them bitches crawling. Wow,
That's
pretty early in the morning
great.
to start crawling. Let's get into the 3 things we need to know from Gandhi and get on with the day. What's going on, Gandhi?
All right, there is a lot happening. 2 Israeli embassy staff members are dead following a shooting outside of the Capitol Jewish Museum in Washington, D.C. last night. Officials in D.C. say a man was pacing the area shortly before the shooting and waited for the group of people to leave. After that shooting, Metropolitan Police Department Chief Pamela Smith said that the suspect entered the museum and was detained by security. As if airports are not currently chaotic enough, a new trend seems to be happening around the country. Airports are reporting seeing more and more drivers somehow ending up on runways. Recent incidents have been...
Wait, hold on.
Your car in the middle of the runway. I don't know.
I went the wrong way.
I mean, it looks like a big highway. It looks like a big road.
Okay, sure. But I feel like once you see the planes, maybe, I don't know.
I would get scared. I don't know about you.
The most recent incidents have been reported in Buffalo and Chicago. The incident in Buffalo saw a man intentionally drive through a fence and end up in the grass near one of the runways. In Chicago, a DoorDash delivery driver drove miles through a secured and restricted area. An investigator with the National Transportation Safety Board says a lot of very bad things can happen in incidents such as those reported.
What if someone on the plane ordered a pizza?
Yeah, it was United Airlines Flight 2A.
Right?
Right.
They ordered a pizza.
Exactly.
You know, the longer you make them sit there, it could happen.
That's it.
Get those planes out on time, and maybe this will fix everything. And finally, Orlando's first major theme park development in 26 years opens its doors today.
Wow.
Yeah, Danielle's so excited.
So
we all
excited.
are. Universal Epic Universe welcomes patrons to 5 different immersive worlds. Over 50 attractions can be found in the new areas, including the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic, and Super Nintendo World. Folks can get a sneak peek of Universal's Epic Universe at universalorlando.com. And those are your 3 things.
Let's have a Thursday. Bring them in.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.
The Mercedes-Benz Dream Days are back with offers on vehicles like the 2025 E-Class, CLE Coupe, C-Class, and EQE Sedan. Hurry in now through July 31st. Visit your local authorized dealer or learn more at mbusa.com/dream.
Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
This broadcast is sponsored by PayPal. Let's talk about something that'll make our lives a little smoother. PayPal lets you pay your own way. You could pay in-store, pay online, or pay overtime. Don't just pay. PayPal. Learn more at paypal.com.
Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
Here in New York City, gearing up for, of course, Memorial Day weekend. A very, very important weekend here and everywhere else. One of the things going on here, though, is it's Fleet Week. Fleet Week kicked off yesterday with the parade of ships. It was amazing. And for the second year in a row, his second appearance on our show, the commander of the United States Fleet Forces, Admiral Daryl Caudle, is coming in.
How cool.
I mean, yeah, we've got royalty rolling through the iHeart building today, and so we're going to have him on and talk to him about everything that's Memorial Day weekend related and Fleet Week related, and what's it like being an admiral. Can you imagine?
Mm-hmm. That's so cool.
I know, it's so cool, and we're so honored to have him and all of his, I don't want to say posse.
Squad.
I mean, admiral. I don't think an admiral. You know what? I think an admiral does travel with a posse.
Yeah,
it's a very decorated posse, but we're excited to have Admiral here coming in just a few minutes. Yeah, what's up, Nate?
they're all wearing their, what are those, dress whites? Is that what you call
Yes.
them, Gandhi?
Yeah.
How do you keep that clean in a rainy New York City day? Like on a rainy New York City day?
Yeah.
Hazmat suit.
Or
There's only one answer.
on a rainy day, or on a rainy day or a not rainy day. I mean, Tide
Seriously.
stick.
I bet they have them with them.
Probably, right?
Well, let's find out. One of them has to at least carry like a box of things to keep them clean. The Tide stick
bottle.
must be included. We'll figure this out. Anyway, Admiral Daryl Caudle will be on with us to talk about all of the above in about 45 minutes, maybe less. Let's get into the horoscopes. Producer Sam, who do you wish to do that? Oh, by the way, we have another member of royalty on today. Dolly Parton is going to be on.
Miss Parton. She's the best.
I know. Pretty cool. Okay, now, yes, who are you doing your horoscopes with?
You already know it's Food News Thursday.
Food News Thursday, that means the king of food news, another member of royalty, Froggy. All right, let's go. What do you got going on?
Happy birthday. If it is your birthday, you're celebrating with Naomi Campbell and Novak Djokovic, a tennis player. Capricorn, The version of you from yesterday doesn't define you today. Embrace each opportunity. Your day's an 8.
Aquarius, invest in yourself with intention. Don't spend too frivolously. Your day's a 9.
Pisces, growth often requires discomfort, but make sure it's the right kind of discomfort. Your day's a 5.
Hey, Aries, you might not control every situation, but you can take a breath and choose your response. Your day's a 6.
Taurus, the path to self-discovery is not about finding yourself, but allowing yourself to be exactly whom you are. Your day's a 9.
Hey, Gemini, you grow stronger every time you choose peace over reaction. The ripples will echo out. Your day's a 6.
Cancer, you are too used to people-pleasing. Make sure you're making yourself happy today above anyone else. Your day, it's a 10.
Leo, choose progress over pressure. The journey is more important than how quickly you arrive there. Your day's a 7.
Virgo, instead of waiting for the world to be kind, be the reason it is. Your actions echo further than you know. Your day's a 5.
Libra, a mindful moment can shift your entire day. Just because it started out rough does not mean it's going to end that way. Your day's an 8.
Scorpio, let go of what weighs you down so you can carry what will help guide you. Your day's an 8.
And finally, Sagittarius, you do not have to have it all figured out to move forward. Clarity also often follows action. Your day's 7, and those are your Thursday morning horoscopes.
Excellent. Danielle, your first of the day. What do you have coming up?
SZA did something really nice to help a child, and Travis and Taylor, are they living together?
Oh, wow.
How salacious you made it sound.
Didn't I?
Yeah.
Didn't I, though?
Did you see the photos of Travis? He was in some NFL training yesterday.
You mean with his hairy back?
Yeah, he's got it. But it's not just a hairy back. It's like splotches of hair.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not evenly growing like a full back of hair. It's But anyway, he looked kind of sweaty and dirty. And I'm wondering if Taylor has ever been with him when he's stinky. I mean, like after a practice or something like that. Are these the things that old gay men think of all the time?
Maybe.
I just assume, of course, if you're with an athlete, that happens, right?
Right. And plus, if you have a hairy back, part of being in a relationship with someone is they are, your partner's there to help you groom that and to shave that back.
Do you think she's a designated back shaver?
Oh, I don't think Taylor does that.
Of course she does.
I don't know.
We got to stop putting her on this level where she's not human. Surely she likes to cook in the kitchen.
Yeah, she does.
I was wondering the other day when I was feeding the dishwasher.
Yeah.
Is Taylor Swift putting dishes in a dishwasher right now? Do they do their own laundry? I would like to think they do.
I think they do.
Of course they do.
She strikes me as someone who would love to pop a zit on someone's back.
Yeah.
Well, next time we talk to her, we're going to ask her, do you shave Travis?
Do they
Or
order
is it
from
popper?
Uber Eats? And I always wonder if they do the things that we do.
Of course they do. They go to the same restaurants we go to. We know that.
Yeah.
So surely they I tell you what, if Admiral Daryl Caudle coming in and his whites needs some tight stick, I bet Taylor Swift has one down the street. We keep thinking of these people as not people, but that's really our fault, not theirs, to be honest.
They poop just like we poop.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm done.
Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
2, 1. Hey! Let's go.
Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
Watching the Knicks game last night. Period. I'll stop right there. Watching the Knicks game last night. But the good news is Danielle's Yankees won, so we got that going for us.
That was awesome. Right in the 9th inning, the Martian hit one out. Bye-bye. And we won. It was great. I was
There are
screaming.
Martians there?
Well, no, that Jason Dominguez, he's the Martian.
Damn
That's
it.
okay.
They call him the Martian?
Yeah, they call him the Martian.
Why?
I don't even know why. That's his nickname.
He got a big head?
No.
He's
Cute.
green.
He's really cute. No.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you find out why they call him the Martian?
I will look it up.
I bet someone will text us.
Yeah, someone will
sure.
text us. Why do we call him the Martian?
Okay. Danielle, since you're here, we might as well put you to work.
All right.
What do you got going on today?
All right, so let's start with the Diddy trial. Just so you know, Kid Cudi will be taking the stand today. They pushed that off until today. And I told you yesterday that Diddy has said to have reacted violently out of jealousy of his relationship with Cassie, burning his car, blowing up his car. Oh, big mess. So he will be on the stand today. So we always talk about the novelty popcorn bucket because this is like the thing. A lot of people, you go to Disney, you go to Universal, you get the popcorn bucket. It's, whatever. Now the movie theaters are doing it. I know I have the one from Wicked. So the F1 racing movie is a really cool racing helmet filled with popcorn. That will be available for a limited time. The movie F1 is hitting theaters on June 27th. And honestly, It's a really cool popcorn bucket, especially if you're a racing fan. You may want to get your hands on this one. The live-action Lilo and Stitch movie is coming out this weekend, and it is going to be insane. It is currently projected to open to over $150 million in North America alone. That's crazy. So, of course, what does that mean? Why don't we already think about sequels? Because, why not? And all of the merch for Lilo and Stitch, it's out of control right now. It's everywhere, and they've got it's like millions of dollars in merch that they've been selling already, and the movie's not even out. So that'll be cool this weekend. SZA did something really nice for a kid. She actually stopped a kid from doing whippets. All it took was her offering a photo or a video in exchange for them to put it down. So this is what happened. She was, I think, driving. She was at a drive-thru at In-N-Out Burger, and she saw a kid doing it. And she talked to them, and she said, look, put it down, and I'll give you a picture with me. And she did, and he put it down. She goes, look. I mean, he may pick it up again, obviously.
Sure.
But the fact that she got to put it down in the first place, maybe put some positivity in his head, who knows?
No,
but
just how do we find this out?
I guess she must have, I don't know. She must have talked about it.
Okay.
She must have said something.
Interesting.
She's proud of herself. I don't know.
Right.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, are they living together? People think so because of what he said in the New Heights podcast. He was talking about his Florida rental, and he kept saying, we've got chimneys, we've got furniture. And right away, everybody's like, we've, that's a clue. We're living arrangement. I hate to say this. I say we, even if I'm talking about myself half
Constantly.
the time. So,
there's so many people living in my head. It is always a we.
Yeah. So
Is
I
that
don't
your
know.
pronoun?
Yes.
So it's not official, but we're thinking maybe they're living together. I don't know. So
you just said we.
Yeah, exactly. Have you ever wondered why Miley Cyrus's voice sounds raspy the way that it sounds? I know you're thinking vocal abuse and smoking, maybe acid reflux. Yes, it could be those things, but she actually has something. I'm going to pronounce it wrong, I'm sure. It's called Reinke's edema or something. It's the swelling of the vocal cords.
Nailed it.
Yeah. And it actually can be caused by vocal abuse, but she has a huge polyp on her vocal cords, and she doesn't want to take it off because she's afraid that she won't sound like herself anymore.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, and so even though some may feel that's sort of a deformity in her
Right.
sound,
Yeah.
that's her. That's her sound.
Yeah. And she also says that it's not always easy to sing with it, and it makes it difficult to perform because she said it's like running a marathon with ankle weights on having this, but she's not going to get rid of it. Her
So
new
maybe
album,
it's called Reinke's edema.
is that how you say it? Reinke's edema?
Yeah.
Okay.
Could
Sounds
be.
Good. Could be. Sounds good. Is that what you think it is?
I think so.
Nate? All right. And you guys remember when Jeremy Renner had his snowplow accident back in 2023? He says that he died for a few minutes, and at the time, he didn't want to come back. He said it was the most exhilarating peace you could ever feel. You don't see anything but what's in your mind's eye. He said it's just crazy. It's magical. And he said now he doesn't invest in stocks and bonds. He doesn't invest in crypto, in Bitcoin. He invests in love, in his shared relationships, his experiences. He says, because that is the only thing that you can take with you.
So how did you describe death again?
He said it was exhilarating and magical, like you're the atoms of who you are, the DNA, your spirit. It's the highest adrenaline rush.
You know what? If you want to feel that today, head on down to day one of Epic Universe.
Yeah.
Universal.
That would be lovely. Fourth season premiere of Transplant tonight. Farmer Wants a Wife, that's on as well. A 4-part documentary about the legendary racing career of Dale Earnhardt, that is on Amazon. And the series premiere of Sirens over on Netflix. And that's my Danielle report.
Our friend Tommy Dario hosts I've Never Said This Before. It's a podcast where he interviews our favorite actors and artists. Tommy, who's on the podcast this week?
Hey Elvis, Academy Award-winning actress Davine Joy Randolph joins my show today. We chat about her new movie, Shadow Force, why she's dying to work with Bradley Cooper, and if her and Selena Gomez burst out into song on set of Only Murders in the Building.
I've Never Said This Before. New episodes every Tuesday. Listen on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This broadcast is sponsored by PayPal. Let's talk about something that'll make our lives a little smoother. PayPal lets you pay your own way. You could pay in-store, pay online, or pay overtime. Don't just pay. PayPal. Learn more at paypal.com.
Good morning, everybody.
Yo, get on in here.
Love it. Let's go.
Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
We are so excited for many reasons. One of them, the number one reason we're excited today, it's the return appearance. His second appearance with us. It's so great to have him in the room. Once again, Admiral Daryl Caudle is here for Fleet Week.
Yay!
We welcome you, Admiral Coddle. Thank you for coming in to see us today.
Elvis, it's a pleasure, sir. Thank you for inviting me back. Fleet Week, New York.
Yeah.
I know. There are so many Fleet Weeks going on in our country. Are they all happening this week? Is this the week?
No, it's not this week. They're all throughout the year. This is we stage them, different times.
Do you get to go to all of them?
I get to go to a lot of them.
Wow.
Get to or have to?
But I only pick the ones that are the good ones.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't wait. Maybe a little later in this conversation, we'll hear which ones are the bad ones. Now, if I'm correct, I don't know if I'm correct. Was San Diego the first site for the first Fleet Week celebration in our country?
I'm getting a nod that says you're correct, sir. Yes.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I'm rarely correct. Rarely correct. Well, Admiral Daryl Caudle here, of course, now everyone who's here with you today, these incredible people who've traveled all the way to our studios at this hour, which this is not an unusual hour for you to be up, I'm sure. Would you call them your command? What is their official? Because we were saying that they're your posse. It's like they're your peeps.
Well, I think that's a better term. I wouldn't. Now that you've said posse, I may start using that. But yeah, they are my people. They're my front office support staff. 4-star admirals. We take we require a lot of care and nurturing, and it exceeds the capacity of my darling wife Donna. So
we love Donna. Donna's back to New York for her second appearance since. With our show, and I'm sure. Do you do a lot of events with your wife at your side?
Yes, I do actually. Not as many as I'd like to,
wow.
but she is a great Navy spouse, and we do a lot of things together. And when you join the Navy and you're married. I don't know. The spouse always recognizes that there's going to be a significant load on he or she as you go through this incredible career as the Navy puts on them.
Well, let's talk about that, Admiral. We have so many listeners who are serving our country by sheer evidence because they're married to someone who's serving our country. They're traveling around to different cities, not only in America, but around the world to serve with them. What's it like being a military spouse? What is part of that job that we probably need to know that we don't know?
Well, I think the biggest part is, there's an old saying, those who wait serve too. And that's a thing you'll hear in speeches that I give. We deploy, we're gone. Somebody's, taking the kids to school, maintaining the home, keeping the cars maintained, mowing the grass, all that stuff that you got to do while, the military member is defending our nation abroad. So that is a significant undertaking, especially when you got young kids. Don and I have 5 grandchildren, 2 service members. I have a Marine son-in-law, aviation maintenance officer, and a fire control Aegis combat system petty officer on board a ship down in Mayport with 2 grandchildren. He's currently underway. So our daughter there is, got a 3-month-old and a 6-year-old that's doing all that by herself. So it's demanding on spouses.
Wait, so does Donna know how to change the fire alarm? Because I had to do that yesterday in my house because my husband's gone for like 2 days. So that was a lot for me yesterday. Does she know how to do things like that?
What she does with that is she just removes the battery so it stops beeping.
Really? It seems to be like the universal solution. I don't know. Is it just me?
Just make it stop.
Make it stop. Make it go away. Who needs a battery and a fire detector, smoke detector? If you just turn it off, it won't bother you. So I'm going to set the stage for what happened yesterday here in New York City. It happens every year for Fleet Week. If you got up early enough yesterday, you got a great spot on the Hudson River. This is, without doubt, the most patriotic spectacle of the year here in New York City. The flotilla included, 2 U.S. Navy ships, 2 U.S. Coast Guard cutters, 5 Naval Academy Yard Patrol boats. Then we had visiting ships this year from Canada and Germany. All the way from way down Battery Park up to the George Washington Bridge. You got to see and have a front row seat from 7:45 till 11 o'clock It was just an amazing spectacle, as it is every year. What's it like for you? I'm sure you get front row seats for this.
I do. I get a front row seat there at Intrepid. It was wonderful. I got to speak to the group with the Secretary of the Navy, John Phelan, was with me, and we spent all day with him yesterday at various events. You know, to see our large deck amphibious ships come in and more there, Pier 86, with the man, we call it manning the rails, with all the sailors and Marines in their dress uniforms. It's just incredible. I mean, New York is like no other Fleet Week. I mentioned it when we started, just the way we get embraced and the turnout there for us, for them all appreciating what these warriors, these sailors and Marines do every day. It's so reassuring for what they do, and we're so appreciative of it.
Very nice. I know Gandhi is bulging with questions. She was asking. She says, "I've got to ask the Admiral so many things," and she had a list. Where do you want to start?
Where do I start? Okay, well, I would like to say I love you guys all because my boyfriend is a Navy vet also. And no, you're not veterans, but he is one. So he's super excited about Fleet Week. He's coming to town for this because he wants to see all the ships and watch what goes on. But I have a question about what you guys are and are not allowed to do when you're in your military uniforms. And I know we kind of asked you this before, but if people want to buy you shots, they want to buy you drinks, they want to give you kisses, how does that work?
Yes, and yes. That's how it works. I mean, the formula is so incredibly simple.
Okay.
Yeah, it's as long as it's not, I'll say inappropriate, and that's a word that's, you can drive a truck through. You can do all those things, and I recommend you do. It's the way you really, think, tell the sailors and Marines that are out there, get to know them, talk with them, and do the things you said, and that's when they feel appreciated for what they do for service.
Wait a second, Donna, are you cool with people kissing him?
On the cheek, man.
Okay, on the cheek.
Only on the cheek. Consent is important. We'll go with that. And then you've worked with submarines, right?
Yes.
So last year, maybe a little bit before last year, there was the submersible that went down, the recreational submersible. What are your thoughts on these things?
It's unfortunate loss of life on something like that. It's a terrible way to die. You're going to be in a vessel. You're going down. There's not much you can do about it. We've lost 2 nuclear-powered submarines like that in our history, very early in our career, and we've learned from that the reasons that those things happen. But it's a horrible thing. That's why the rigor and standards and the technical expertise and the systems and the redundancy, all those things have to marry up to make sure we have incredibly safe operations. And that's why we train constantly to make sure things like that don't happen to our ships.
Do you guys ever, when you see stuff like that happening, step in and say, "Hey, that is a terrible idea. Do not do this"? Or
we do work with all organizations, including the ones that are not under the military, to learn those lessons so we can apply them. Yeah, absolutely.
If you're just turning us on, this is Admiral Daryl Caudle. He is here, of course, for Fleet Week. And, of course, we also have a very, very important something going on this weekend. It is Memorial Day weekend. And we, even though a lot of us have parents who have served in the different phases of military, but they lived to see the end of it and to live full lives. So many people did not do that. Of course, Memorial Day, the true meaning for you, what is that?
Oh my gosh, it's such an overwhelming question. It is remembering them, their legacy. We never want them to be forgotten. They paved the way for the freedoms we have today. And those sacrifices, the ultimate sacrifices, are something we need to reflect on that day. I will speak at the Intrepid on Monday, on Memorial Day, and my comments will highlight the fact that these are the people that basically allow us to be the America that we are. And there'll be Gold Star families in the audience, and it's a chance for me to look at them in the eye and tell them we do remember their sacrifice. These are families that, have an empty chair in their kitchen, again, a broken heart, and they need to have the reassurance that the country's not forgotten that. So it's a day to do that and reflect on that, Elvis.
Thank you for answering to that. I appreciate it very much. So let's talk about the Intrepid. We've been on the Intrepid several times. We've done our show there several times as well. I find it probably the most fascinating, and I'm going to call it museum, in New York City. There's nothing like it I've ever seen anywhere else in the world. The Intrepid is such an incredible collection of, well, gosh, a million different things. But of course, when you get to see these planes, you get to see the exhibits, the way they tell the stories behind all of this gear and all of these people who have served on these massive ships around the world. It is truly a remarkable sight to see. What are your thoughts on the Intrepid Museum here in New York City?
I'm actually glad you highlighted that. I think I agree with you. It is an extraordinary experience. We were there yesterday and walking through the hangar deck. I'm going to say there were probably 300 or 400 kids there crawling on the exhibits like they're supposed to, laying in the racks that where sailors sleep, pretending like they're on the bridge, looking through all the different components there and systems, and it's very tactile. And that's how they learn about what we do in the Navy. And I think the Intrepid leadership team has done a fantastic job maintaining that ship, keeping it the museum and the experience that allows people to come on board and see that history. And it scales from things that, Navy of old, essentially at the start of when we had aircraft carriers like the Intrepid and one of the older ones, all the way to things we have today, which are very new. And so it is a very special place. We'll be there tonight for a gala event. There we're recognizing the Secretary of the Navy. And they'll strip that place down, that hangar deck, and it'll be, over 1,000 people there that have come to do that celebration in that hangar deck. So it's a full spectrum of ship that's capable of a lot of different things.
Do you know what I actually did on the Intrepid? They had a zombie run on the. This is how diverse this ship is. They actually had a zombie run. They set it up like The Walking Dead, and we came and there were zombies in all of the different, stuff, and they chased us.
Well, hopefully at the end of the cocktail hour tonight, it won't be the zombie of The Walking Dead.
Hopefully it will. You never know.
Maybe tomorrow morning if they go too late. Fascinating. Talking about, let's say, the Intrepid. Let's talk about any submarine that you have served on versus a commercial cruise ship. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people who visiting New York have been on one of our ships at Norwegian Cruise Line, and they go on that. This is nothing like that. They didn't live like we do. On these, have you ever been on a cruise? Would you ever want? Would you ever want to be on a cruise?
I get this question a lot, and Donna can attest that I've always thought, like, why would I want to go do that?
Exactly.
And then I'll be honest. Last year we went to Fleet Week Miami, one of the good ones, and so I'm down there, first ever, in fact, the first time we'd held it there, and a Norwegian Cruise Line hosted us. And they allowed us to use their slips there for our ships. We had 3 ships moored in places at Norwegian Cruise Line. The president of Norwegian Cruise Line hosted my team, my peeps here and others. And I got on board that thing. I could have not been more wrong. I would live on that thing if I could. Those things are extraordinary. I mean, I had no idea. Just to give you a sense and scale of that, the one we were on can hold 7,500 passengers. And below decks, the folks you don't see running the engine room and meal service is another 2,500. So that ship gets underway, it can be with 10,000 people. And we pat ourselves on the back when an aircraft carrier has 5,000. So that's cruise line serious business, Elvis, and they are incredible. But like you started out, it's nothing like a submarine, nothing.
Yeah, I can't imagine being out in a Navy ship and having, let's see, a Broadway show or a casino. There's no casino.
No. It may be some friendly gambling on the mess decks. It's certainly not a casino.
Yeah, when you go to a Norwegian Cruise Line ship, they don't call dinner mess. They really don't.
No.
How fascinating. Being I'm going to say the word soldier. Is that appropriate? Is it appropriate to say you're a soldier? Officially, you are what if you are called a soldier?
Well, we typically say a soldier is somebody that's a ground force, and we're sailors, right. Marine and airmen and guardsmen, and, we all have terms. But colloquially, I think it's fine to call us all soldiers. We're committed to the armed forces.
So with anyone and everyone stuck in traffic, driving to work, listening to you, Admiral Coddle, we're all civilians, as you would, I guess, call us. How could we live our lives more parallel to the life of someone serving in the military, that discipline? And what good would it do for us if we studied the soldier, we studied the sailors, and applied that to our lives every day? How would that change this country?
Well, I think, you can get wrapped down the line that it's about all the, the uniformed part of it all, the discipline, the standards, the repetitiveness, the chain of command and all that. I wouldn't focus on that, to your question. What I would focus on is, whatever you decide to do in life, look at it as a call to that service. If you're a radio host, this is what you do, and approach that as, from a perspective of service and what you provide the greater community. And if you do that, and the passion and the energy and the enthusiasm and the stamina, all that requires, I think, will come naturally from that. So look at it as a call to service.
I love that. Call to service. We actually talk about that a lot here. It's so funny how your call to service and our call to service, different calls to different services in a way. But you can parallel them. You can enter into the same lane when it comes to helping others, pointing out things in life that are positive and put people on the right track. And we try to do that every day in one way or another. I want to open it up. We have an admiral here in our room. This is an opportunity to ask whatever you want. Let's get crazy. When I think crazy, I think Gandhi first.
Oh, wow. Okay. So how long out of the year do you usually spend on the water?
Well, for me, not a lot now. I'm kind of aged out that. But a typical sailor will spend about 50% of their time underway.
Okay. Wow.
So we call it our operational tempo. And we have some rules that kind of govern that. So over a 3-year period, it'll be about 50% of import and at sea.
Okay.
So it's significant. So a person like me over a career like this, I've spent about 13 years on sea duty. And so think of half of that, so call it 6.5 years underwater.
So 6.5 years underwater.
Yeah.
But
oh my God.
Everyone else in here, I'm sure you guys have been on ships on the water as well.
Yes.
What's the UFO situation like?
Oh, the UFO.
There we go.
Yeah. I'm ready. Let's go now. Don't hold back.
Yeah.
It's the Navy that's always spotting them.
Yeah, well, yeah, we do. Our pilots tend to see them. I don't know what that says, but it's a tough question. I personally don't know, but I would tell you I don't believe it's from another planet. I think the probability of that is like 10 to the minus 9th or something.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think it's that.
You're ruining my dreams here.
Yeah, but so I typically think those are probably unmanned aerial vehicles of some type. Wow. That would be my belief.
Okay, and then this drone situation in New Jersey. I'm sure you heard all about it.
Yes.
What are we thinking that was?
Well, it's interesting. One of my hats that I wear is I'm the force protection lead for the Navy across the United States, working for Northern Command. So our commander that protects the North America, and so that falls under my job jar, if you will. This is a serious threat, and so we are right now. That's the whole point of the Golden Dome, is not only to try to get a handle on incoming ballistic missiles and protect our country, but even more common is just protect our bases and critical infrastructure from things like UAVs and drones. Wow. And nation-state sponsored things all the way to hobbyists, all of these things, we need a better way to see them and a better way to take them out without damaging, other things in the process or hurting people. So it's a tough problem, because you try to just knock it down, then it falls somewhere, and you can't have that happening. So it's a thing we focus on and work on quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, security. It's all about security. And look, I don't like being naked in my pool and seeing a drone looking at me.
No, that's right.
Because I want to make sure everyone else is secure from seeing that video. Because that would not be very good.
Well, in all fairness, we spent yesterday with the New York Police Department and for about a couple hours, and they run a drone division, and they've got a pretty incredible capability there with a 24/7 watch that's going on where they respond in the city with drones, and so that's a good use of it when it's being used like that. And so we just have to look out for the bad uses of them.
Mm.
What up, Danielle?
I just want to know, do you have a magic solution to keep your whites looking white?
Well, again, there's a person in the room here. He's standing over there. He is a person that is solely responsible for keeping the Admiral's white.
Wow. I think we talked to him last time, and he gave up. What was it? There something, a secret that you told us? I can't remember.
Oh,
he can't tell us.
Not like
it's a military
Tide stick. It's the Tide stick.
Is it the Tide stick? He's laughing. It's not the Tide stick.
Why not?
No, with me, especially with it raining like this, it takes a Tide bucket.
Yeah.
All right. Look at that.
It's disgusting out there. Oh, I have another one. So
go.
Tom Cruise is apparently coming out with Mission Impossible 3.
Yes.
No,
Top Gun 3.
Yeah, Top Gun 3.
If they come to you guys, one, do you consult? And two, are any of you allowed to be in it if they ask you?
Oh, 100%. I mean, we've got folks that have, actually met Tom on various movies like Mission Impossible. Tom Cruise does a great job coordinating with the Navy with his movies. And some people try to do movies and they don't coordinate well, and then the Navy can't really, get behind them. But Tom Cruise movies, we do. He does a great job of that. And he is a great advocate of the Navy. And so anyway, I give him a shout out for that. And so, yeah, we get to participate. He brings us in. He gets out underway on our ships to do all that filming, and is a real friend of the Navy.
Do you get a sneak peek at the movie before it comes out?
We absolutely do.
Ooh,
yeah, we do.
Cool. That's so cool.
Yeah. Yep, we do.
I know Scary had a question. What's up, Scary?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you all for your services. My dad served in Vietnam in the Navy, so I can relate a little bit. Well, he can relate, but he's listening right now. I just want to know, because going into this weekend, obviously a lot of people they're grilling, they're traveling, they're vacationing, whatever, going to the beach. But what is the one thing they can do to honor you and everyone else for Memorial Day? If there's one thing you could think of, what can we all do?
Well, I think just have in your heart some time to reflect. Regardless if you're at the beach or at a barbecue or whatever, take a moment on Monday to just think about what all the service members have done throughout our entire time. The Navy's 250 years old this year. This is we're older than the country. And so in October, we'll be 250, and the country will be, of course, next July. And that's been a lot of folks that have, perished under the flag of our country and the cloth of our nation. So I think it's worthy to take a few minutes and at some point and just, pause, bow your head perhaps, and just reflect and thank God that we have the country we have and the service members we have and what they did with the ultimate sacrifice.
Wow. Admiral Coddle, it's been such an honor to have you and your posse.
I'm a posse.
Here with us again this year, and your wife. I hope that even though it's a little rainy today and tomorrow, I hope you guys find some fun, great things to do here in New York City, because we do have a few things going on here. Yes. It's one of those little towns that is always busy.
Yes, sir.
Little town of New York City.
and I know you're going to be very, very busy this weekend, and rightfully so. But thank you so much for coming in to see us, Admiral.
Thank you, Elvis.
Coddle.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Having you here. Absolutely. Incredible. Thank you for listening. And please do as the Admiral has said this coming Monday. Stop for a second on your own. Have a moment of silence and think about what the day is all about. We appreciate you very much. Admiral Coddle, everyone. Incredible.
Elvis Duran.
Who the face these things?
Why don't you have a piece of bread and maybe you'll calm down a little?
And the Morning Show. Elvis Duran and the Morning Show.
Thank you again to Admiral Daryl Caudle. That was just an amazing time we spent with him.
Do you know what he just said before we left? He and his wife, they were so funny. He's like, last year, you said when it rained here, it was a little bit of gravy out there.
Yeah.
You're right. There's a little bit of gravy in New York City.
Yeah, it is. When it rains in New York City, our city makes its own gravy. That's just what it does. We're kind of famous for that.
I love it.
Hey, what are you gonna do? Hey, Nate, what's up?
So just chatting with them briefly, they offered if we want to do our show from an aircraft carrier.
Stop it.
We're more than welcome to.
Let's
Yes,
do it.
Wow.
That'd be
Can you
so
imagine?
cool.
Yeah, the Admiral, he's a fan of us, so there you go.
Now,
He's
do they have a
great.
race car? Do they have a race car track on the roof?
I don't think so. I think they're working on that, Elvis.
All right. Are they doing the Beatles reunion show? Because I'd like to see that.
It's not. Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
All right. Well, we do have $1,000 free money phone tap on the way in just a few minutes. Right now, into the 3 things we need to know from Gandhi. Let's get on with the day. Gandhi, what's going on?
All right. China is warning the U.S. to hit pause on President Trump's ambitious new missile defense plan. Beijing says it's gravely concerned about Trump's plan to build a $175 billion Golden Dome missile shield, which he says will be ready in under 3 years. China argues the system could increase the chances of turning outer space into a battlefield. Trump says the U.S. Space Force will lead the effort, with Canada also joining the project. Just 2 weeks before the Atlantic hurricane season starts on June 1st, FEMA's acting head David Richardson canceled the agency's 22 through 26 strategic plan yesterday. It guided disaster response priorities. In a short memo, he said the plan didn't fit FEMA's mission. No new plans are in place yet, worrying some employees who say it's likely working without a clear guide. This comes after FEMA lost a third of its staff and its previous leader was fired for disagreeing with plans to shrink the agency. An internal review warned FEMA isn't ready for the season, but the Department of Homeland Security insists it is prepared. A new 26 through 2030 plan is reportedly being worked on for the summertime. And what else? Do you guys want to talk about the cars on the airport terminal?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, it's happening now. Apparently this is
So
a trend.
strange.
It is strange. A lot of airports are reporting seeing more and more drivers actually ending up on the runways. Some incidents have been reported recently in Buffalo and in Chicago. The incident in Buffalo had a man intentionally drive through a fence and end up in the grass near a runway. In Chicago, apparently a DoorDash delivery driver got a little confused and drove miles through a secured and restricted area. Of course, all these incidents are being investigated, and the National Transportation Safety Board says you have to be really careful. Bad things can happen when there are cars on the runway.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
No.
Terrible things can happen. If you happen to find yourself in this predicament, get out ASAP. I don't even know how you get there, but just don't do it. And those are your 3 things.
Another free money phone tap coming up next.
Don't call me ever again.
For the Elvis Duran in the Morning Show free money phone tap, no purchase necessary. Void in Montana, New Mexico, Washington, and where prohibited. For more info and rules, go to elvisduran.com/contest. Elvis Duran in the Morning Show. The free money phone tap.
Free money. I mean, why pay for money? It kind of pays for itself, doesn't it? It is the free money phone tap coming up in just a second. Thank you so much to our friends at Classic Cream. This week has been amazing with these $1,000 free money phone taps. What Classic Cream has done now, I stand for it. Don't make me. I'm going to stand right now.
there he goes. He's Elvis Duran stands for Classic
Now, look,
Cream.
I'm telling you right now. Now, what they've done.
Can't see your head.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. Hi. Yeah, I know. My head's in the clouds when I stand. They have come up with this limited edition flavor. It's Girl Scout Thin Mint Whipped Cream. Of course, inspired by the iconic Thin Mint cookies that we love. That signature chocolatey minty flavor that love them. Imagine squirting that on top of your coffee. I guess squirt is not the proper word. It would be like
Spray? Expunge?
Yeah, well, look, it's made with premium ingredients. It's a smooth, delicious taste. All I know is it tastes good. I don't care what you call it. It's great for hot chocolate, for desserts. Maybe just sneak a spoonful right from the can like I did several times last night when I needed a sweet treat. Or put it on your coffee. It's that thin mint cookie flavor that we've grown up loving. And now it's right there ready for you to just dollop on whatever you want to dollop it on. Again, it's the Girl Scout Thin Mint Whipped Cream. You got to find it. Don't go from nozzle to mouth because you want to make sure you keep that clean. You know what I'm saying? Listen, anyone can.
But I live alone, so I'm okay because my can is my can.
That sounds great.
Thanks for sharing that.
So we will not use it at Scary's house.
No, I'm not going. I'm not even going to his house now because I don't know what else he's doing in there by himself.
Truly.
Again, this flavor, it's limited edition. The Girl Scout Thin Mint Whipped Cream, fabulous. Pick it up today and make sure you text me back and tell me how much you love it. And thanks to Classic Cream and the Girl Scout Thin Mint Whipped Cream. You be called at 100 now. You win $1,000 with a free money phone tab at 800-242-0100.
Don't answer the phone. Elvis Duran. The Elvis Duran phone tap.
All right, what do you have going on today?
All right, well, it comes to us from Jessica. She says, my husband Andy is renting a house in Long Beach Island for Memorial Day weekend. He found the house by himself, and he's using it to give me a 30th birthday party with a whole bunch of my friends. Now, he's taking this on. It's all his responsibility. He's planning the weekend, so call him. Tell him that he's not getting the house, and he will be so upset. So that's what I did.
You're going to ruin it for everyone.
Sorry.
Today's phone tap.
This is Andy.
Yeah, hi, Andy. This is Erica. How are you?
Good. How are you, Erica?
Good. I just actually spoke to your wife briefly, and she said I should call you on the cell phone.
Yes, she just called. She said there was a problem with this weekend?
Yeah, unfortunately, the reason I never sent the contract back to you was because we actually got a better offer on the house for the weekend, so we had to give it to somebody else.
This is. Look, I've talked to you for months now,
Yeah.
and I was under the understanding that we had the house. I've talked to you and everything else. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable. I have 18 people going to this house.
Well, we got $8,000 for the place.
It doesn't matter. You should have told me 2 months ago. I'll have my real estate attorney call you then. That's fine.
Sir, I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but Mario Lopez made us a much better offer for the weekend.
I don't give a who it is. That is unacceptable. That's absolutely you cashed my check.
Well,
you're gonna have a lawsuit on your hands. You're gonna have a lawsuit on your hands.
You know, you can come down on another weekend.
No, it's my wife's 30th birthday. You knew this.
Well, there are a lot of other weekends in the summer, and I'm sure she wouldn't mind celebrating her birthday
I don't care. It's Memorial Day weekend. I took time off of work. So did everybody else to come down to that house this weekend.
Well, why can't you do it like in 2 weeks from now? I have availability
because
then.
Everybody took off this day. It's my wife's birthday. We have plans 2 weeks from now. This is absolutely ridiculous. You haven't even given me time to get something else. Now it's canceled. The whole weekend is wrecked because of you.
Yeah, but sir, maybe you should take your wife someplace else for her 30th. Maybe she doesn't want to really come down to
18. She did. She was very excited about it. She's never been down. There's 18 people going.
Andy, listen to me.
What are you going to tell me now? What?
I have a 3-bedroom for you. You could figure out a way to make it work.
That's ridiculous.
Listen to me.
No, I don't want a 3-bedroom. There's no way in hell.
Andy, you want to up your entire wife's weekend?
We can't do a 3-bedroom. We can't do a 3-bedroom.
Listen, go through the list and say, this person's really not that important. This person's not really that important. Cross them off.
Everybody is. Everybody's family.
No, everyone. I'm sure there's a cousin or two or grandma that really doesn't need to be there.
Sweetie.
Hey, what's up?
Yes, you have me and my wife on the line now. Look, what did you could have told me this. I mean, this was months ago that you sent these contracts out. You cashed the checks. Why did you cash the checks?
Because I cashed the checks because I'm going to give you another weekend.
No, we want that money back.
I understand, sir, but I can't give you the money back.
Oh, you give me that money back.
Babe, we don't have another weekend.
Okay, miss. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him right now. Can I just finish my conversation with him? Thank you.
Babe, you're going to let her talk to me this way after she's doing this?
I'm not talking to you. Thank you. Talking to him.
You don't you dare talk to my wife like that. I swear to God. You're very unprofessional.
Tell her, babe.
Tell her what? She's got the upper hand here.
I want you to say you're going to fix this.
You ruined your wife's weekend, and you don't want to take the blame for it.
You did. Thanks.
I didn't do anything.
I'll take the blame. I'll own up for it. But for one, I'm getting my money back.
Let me tell you, lady, I don't know how you married to this one. He's a real...
Oh, yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
He sticks up for you. That's for damn sure.
You see this lady? You're ridiculous. You're the most unprofessional person I've ever spoken to before in my life. I feel sorry for your daughter and your husband. I'll tell you that much.
And I feel sorry that your wife is married to you.
Yeah, sure you do.
I feel sorry she's married.
What's the deal here? What is the deal?
We're just phone tapping you on the radio.
Are you with me?
Andy, this is Danielle Monaro from the Elvis Duran Morning Show, and you just got phone tapped.
Are you? I love you, babe.
Andy?
Son of a bitch.
Babe, you're the nicest person in the world.
Andy!
Oh, I'm speechless. I don't even know. I'm going to get you back. That's what I'm going to get you back.
The Elvis Duran phone tap.
No, the $1,000 free money phone tap. Christine is on line 10. She awaits her cash. Christine, thank you for patiently awaiting for your $1,000. So finally, here, it's yours. Congratulations, Christine.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much. I try every day on the way to work.
I love that. You see, you try every day, and I guess it's habit. You don't even know you're doing it anymore, but you did it. You did it. It's in the muscle memory. You have to call us every morning at this time. Well, look, it finally paid off, Christine. $1,000 is all yours. What are you doing today? Work? What do you do?
I'm a teacher. I'm sitting in the parking lot waiting to go into work.
Oh, I love that. I love that you're teaching. What do you teach?
I teach elementary reading.
Oh, my gosh. Something I skipped. I should have done that.
So important.
Is it too late? Is it too late?
It is.
Never too late. No, it's not. Come
Never
on,
too
give me a
late.
chance.
Never too
Christine, congratulations to you and all the teachers. We love you so much. $1,000 is all yours. Have a wonderful day.
Oh,
Thanks for listening every day.
Thank you. You just made my day. Thank you.
Well, you made our day. Thank God someone's listening. Hold on one second. Thanks to Classic Cream, it is the flavor. It's limited edition, so you got to get it and get it. It's the Girl Scout Thin Mints Whipped Cream. Go ahead. Get it today. You know, I think we're going down the shore for the show tomorrow morning. I hope I have a can or two under the table right next to me. So
We'll see.
Nice.
Make sure we have those. Danielle, what do you have coming up?
We're going to talk about Charlie XCX. She says, if my next album fails, it's cool. And also the Grand Ole Opry taking it on the road.
Make sure you listen to us on demand wherever you get your podcast. We had Admiral Daryl Caudle on for Fleet Week. What a fascinating time we had with him. And then we switched gears for Dolly Parton.
An icon and a legend.
I know. We love Dolly Parton. She's going to come on and talk about food and talk about whatever she wants to talk about. She's Dolly Parton. She's coming on in 1 hour.
It's the weekend.
Hey, this is Miley Cyrus.
Yo, what up? It's the Black Eyed Peas.
Hey, this is Selena Gomez with Elvis Duran and The Morning Show.
On 9/11, we vowed to never forget. Help America keep that promise. Donate $11 a month to the Tunnel to Towers Foundation at T2T.org. That's T, the number 2, T.org.
Here we go.
Elvis Duran.
What's that noise?
Oh, sorry, that's me.
What the f*** is this?
Wow.
Oh my God! Surprise! I'm from the Elvis Duran Show.
Oh God!
The country's most popular top 40 morning program.
Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
Yeah, less than an hour. Dolly Parton will be on with us. Can't wait. I love Dolly.
God, I love her.
Who doesn't love Dolly? I mean, hello, Dolly. So, a big fan of Dolly's. Just send a text in. My kids and I will be at work when Dolly comes on. We'll make sure we catch up later. But could you please tell her my daughter loves her monthly books that she gets?
Aw.
We loved Dollywood, and in Pink Pony Club, we always sing West Dollywood rather than Hollywood.
Oh, wow.
The big Dolly fans. All right, great. Someone who's going to love this interview with Dolly Parton on the way. Also, on this show, we talk about being single versus being in a couple. And the presumed sacrifices you make when you are either by yourself or in a couple. And so I got to thinking last night, I was looking at this list. I'm going to get to this in a few minutes, but not quite yet. Like reasons why married people secretly envy their single friends. I found this online. And I don't think it has to be this way. I want to talk this out with you people.
Okay.
I think it's okay to be in a couple in that relationship, but not have to sacrifice so much if there's a mutual understanding. And I'm not talking about cheating and having sex with other people. Stuff not as important. Not as important.
Right.
We'll get to that in just a little bit. Right now, as you know, it is Thursday. And we are so proud to welcome to the Elvis Duran Morning Show stage, Froggy, Food News Thursday.
Food reporting. Froggy's news you can eat.
That's right. Food news you can eat. Froggy reporting. Froggy, what's going on today?
All right, so on Tuesday, Starbucks launched their brand new summer lineup. Cool summer treats, including the all-new iced horchata oat milk shaken espresso. It's a smooth blend of blonde espresso, cinnamon, Gandhi, vanilla, and nutty horchata vibes, whatever that is.
Oh, a nutty whore. I heard nutty whore. That's all I heard.
Nutty whore vibes. Fan favorites, summer berry refreshers are back too. Juicy raspberry pearls. Your choice of the base is water, lemonade, or the coconut milk version that is dubbed Summer Skies Drink. And there's also a new strawberries and cream cake pop, as well as a brown sugar cream cold foam that you could top off any of your favorite iced drinks with at Starbucks. This is amazing news. If you're feeling stressed out, you're not alone. Whether it's from your finances or whatever you got going on, a lot of us would welcome a break from anxiety or stress. Science has figured out something that is a stress reliever. It could be just the smell of pizza.
Oh,
okay.
Wow. I can see that. Totally.
A new study from the University of East Anglia in England finds the smell of freshly baked pizza can significantly ease stress and boost mood, and it actually calms you down without even taking a bite. It's just the smell of it.
I can see that.
Yeah, 42% of people reported feeling that the aroma made them feel comfortable. 17% said they were excited and had a sense of anticipation just from smelling pizza. So you don't even have to eat it. Just go smell some pizza today. Popeyes Memorial Day weekend, almost here. Close enough you can taste it. Popeyes is celebrating the holiday with an offer of 2 McChicken sandwiches for just, did I say McChicken?
You said McChicken. I was like, wait a second.
No. 2 chicken sandwiches. You could get the classic chicken sandwich, the spicy chicken sandwich, or the ghost pepper chicken sandwich. All 2 for $8 right now through the Popeyes app through Memorial Day weekend. Also, if you make a smoothie in the morning, how many of you, when you make a smoothie, you just throw bananas in there because that's the thing to do?
Okay, is this story true? I read this morning. It made me very sad. Very sad.
A study has found that adding bananas to your smoothie can make it less less healthy,
What?
especially if it's got berries in it. An enzyme in the bananas prevents your body from absorbing an antioxidant called, is it flavanols? By as much as 84%.
Well, so if we eliminate berries, we're good?
No, eliminate the banana. The berries are good. You want the antioxidant from the berries.
Yeah, the berries are better
banana
for you than the banana.
has an enzyme that keeps your body from absorbing that.
I love how scary, talking from the healthy man's point of view. And what did you just put in your mouth?
I put on some egg salad in my mouth.
Okay, just asking. Okay, back to you.
All right, you ready for the countdown?
Yes.
Yay!
According to Food and Wine, these are America's favorite grocery stores for 2025. Number 5, Aldi coming in at number 5.
Yep.
Okay. Number 4 is HEB.
Oh, yeah, HEB. Howard E. Butts.
Oh.
Yeah, named after Howard Butts.
I think he said Howard eats butts. Number 3.
Maybe.
Winco Foods. I've never heard of Winco Foods.
Me neither.
Number 3. Number 2, the Florida staple Publix is number 2.
Yay, Publix! What's number 1?
And with a rating of 4.65 out of 5 stars, Trader Joe's coming in at number 1.
There you go. Wow, it's weird not to see Wegmans in there. Whoa.
Seriously.
Yeah,
But
not
Publix-
on the list.
Great. Love Trader Joe's. Wow. You know what? That's the thing. You know, these grocery stores are so regional. Yeah, H.E. Butts, the name of the guy who started H.E.B., that's grocery stores down in San Antonio and in Texas. But then at one time they were talking about merging with Whole Foods, so it would have been But Whole Foods.
Stop it.
But
Stop it.
it was. No, you got to come up with a corporate image.
Nice.
Anyway, that was great. We love our Froggy.
Frog's Food News.
All right, let's get Danielle's report in here. Danielle.
All right, so Martin Scorsese is stepping in front of the camera for an Apple TV Plus documentary called Mr. Scorsese. It's a 5-part docuseries, and they have unrestricted access and exclusive access to him, his private archives, his life. So we are going to learn a lot about him. So if you're a fan, that's on the way. The Royal Albert Hall, how cool is this? It will be the place that the Grand Ole Opry is going to broadcast. The Opry will originate from the UK, taking the stage September 26th for this historic event. Luke Combs, Ashley McBride, Carly Pearce, Darius Rucker, Marty Stewart. Some special British guest stars will be announced as we get closer to the event as well. This is the first time ever for this, Frog. Anything for this? This is exciting.
No, I don't, but it is exciting for sure. No, I saw it too.
So cool. I love it. The UK and country, it's so
No,
great.
it's awesome.
It's so great.
Going across the pond.
Yep. So Tyler, the creator, is launching a shoe collection with Converse. These look really cool. You may want to get your hands on it. Apparently, if you happen to be in the LA area on June 12th, you can get a first look at the collection. There will be a pop-up shop, but I'm sure you'll be able to buy them everywhere, and all the prices will go up on eBay and everything like that. So if you want to get your hands on them, you'll find a way. Addison Rae has revealed the track list for her upcoming album. There are 12 tracks in all, and it will be dropping on June 6th. The name of the album is Addison, so that is on the way. And Charlie XCX, she did really cool with the whole brat thing, right? But she says she's okay if her next album flops. She was actually chatting with Culted at Cannes, and she said, I don't really feel the pressure to create another record like Brat. She said, my next one will probably be a flop, and I'm down with that, to be honest. She goes, that's the kind of unbothered energy that we love. So, yeah, there we go. We'll see what happens. The AMAs are set for this coming Monday, the American Music Awards. We already know performers, Benson Boone, Renee Rapp, Lainey Wilson, Blake Shelton, Gwen Stefani. I mean, the list goes on and on. Who will be presenting that night? Well, our boys Dan and Shay will be there. Sierra will be there. Kai Cenat will be there. Shabuzi, Tiffany Haddish, Wayne Brady, and the big night's kicking off on May 26th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS and Paramount Plus. And speaking of Kai Cenat, today is the day that his streaming university will start. It kicks off 3 p.m. Eastern Time. It ends on Sunday. Even if you're not there in person, you can still watch the live stream on his official Twitch channel. So a lot of people, a lot of Kai Cenat fans out there, and they are very excited that this is all happening. And I feel you, Jessica Biel. It doesn't matter that you're a celebrity. Your kids still don't think you're cool because, I work on the radio. You would think that would help me a little bit. not so much. Jessica Biel revealed that she struggles to impress her kids. Do you know who impresses her kids? John Cena. That's who impresses her kids. They are very impressed with
Moms
John
who wear jorts.
Cena. Yes. Exactly. So there you go. And by the way, Justin Timberlake is their dad. I'm sure he doesn't impress them either. So, by the way, Kid Cudi will be testifying today in the Diddy trial. He was supposed to take the stand, I think, yesterday. They put it off till today. He is going to talk about the car that blew up. And,
good.
You know, it's going to be an interesting one. So get
Good.
ready
How
for
does
that.
Kid Cudi have his car blown to smithereens in front of his house, and we didn't even hear about it? We need information.
We need to know. The third season finale of Farmer Wants a Wife is on. You've got Dale Earnhardt's documentary on Amazon. It's a 4-part docuseries. The series premiere of Sirens on Netflix, and also the series premiere of Transplant, and that is my Danielle report.
Let's go around the room. Let's start with, let's see, producer. We have several producers. How about Nate, senior executive producer?
Yes.
Senior Nate.
Thank you. I just want to give a shout out to Icelandic Provisions. I'm sorry. It's my favorite yogurt. If you do not eat yogurt, try this yogurt. This is not a commercial. It is not an ad. But I got to tell you, I am a yogurt aficionado, and I really feel like this
There's
is the
none
best
better.
one. I'm
It's
sorry.
great. What flavor is that one?
This is the strawberry and lingonberry.
Oh, I got a good.
What is a
I love a good
lingonberry?
lingon. I don't know. They sell them at IKEA when you're buying your meatballs.
Yeah, it's thick
When you buy meatballs at IKEA, they got the lingonberry jam with it.
Yeah, it is thick and creamy skyr, which is the Icelandic name for yogurt. So anyway, I'm sorry, I just had to say it.
Hey, Froggy, what's up with you today?
Oh, so this weekend, I got a plan. I made my list of things. How exciting is this? Mow the yard, trim the hedges, redo the mulch, and bathe the dogs. That's my weekend.
Wow.
That sounds like a great weekend.
Hell yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
You feeling good about it?
I am. And by the way, just to update you, some people had asked, we took Rocky. Remember he had surgery a couple weeks ago? Mm-hmm. Took him back to the vet yesterday. He got the all clear. He's all good.
Oh, yay. You go, puppy.
Rocky's
I
all
love
good,
that.
So we love you, Roo.
Buddy.
Yeah, we've got a weekend at the beach this weekend, so I trimmed the hedges this morning as well.
You did.
Really?
Will the
Different hedges.
will they remain trimmed all the way through the weekend? Like,
Well,
do you have to?
Yeah, well, they're in the shape of like poodles and things like that.
cool.
Like
You're a slow grower, right?
I'm a topiary looking. Anyway, Danielle, what's up with you?
All right, so we talked about this a little bit earlier, but I am really proud of myself because Sheldon went to England to pick up Spencer and bring him home for the summer, right, and help pack him up. But yesterday, of course, while he's away, the smoke detector starts beeping, right? And you cannot figure out which smoke detector has the beep. As soon as you think you found the beep, you got to move to the next one. Well, guys, first try, I found that damn beep. I opened the smoke detector. I took the battery out. I put a new one in there, and I put it back up there. And guys,
That's right, Danielle.
That's
I did
excellent.
it. You did it. I have never been so proud.
That is an accomplishment. Good for you.
That is an accomplishment. Thank you very much.
I like it.
Good for you.
Good job,
Thank you.
Danielle.
Thank you.
And it's the most irritating
Thank
thing
you.
in the world until you find it,
It
right?
so is. It so is.
Hey, Scary, what's up with you today?
I know we all have different benchmarks that commemorate the beginning of summer. Like for Elvis, it's the first ice cream cone. I gotta say, for me, it is what we are doing tomorrow morning. I always get goosebumps going down the Jersey Shore, hanging out, and doing this Jenkinson's live broadcast because for me, that is what really does kick off summer. And if you can play hooky from work, come down. This is an all-day party, and it's not just with the morning show. We're going to have Lil Jon and free concerts all day, all afternoon. This is not a commercial. This is me telling you you're going to have the time of your life. You're going to be vibing out. I was trying to convince a bunch of teachers earlier to take off from school tomorrow to come and party with us at the shore because that is what truly it is all about. Don't you think? Don't you agree?
We'll be there in the morning.
Can I-
The doors open at 7 o'clock, and so we'll be already at an hour in. And the bar opens early. Come on by. It's going to be all day. Scary's right. We don't have any concerts with us. We have us and you when you join us. And then just plan to stay all day long. Hey, Gandhi, what's up with you?
All right, so self-promotionally, I dropped a new episode of my podcast yesterday. Sauce on the side. Yay! And in this one, we address some rumors and also talk about how hallucinogens may have ruined some people's vacations.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It's just a tease. I don't want to give you any more.
Wow.
Scotty
That's a
has
lot.
yet another meltdown. I don't know why we invited him back, but we did. And, Scott loses his mind.
Scotty has meltdowns. It's what he does.
Give him a microphone.
Hey, producer Sam, what's up with you today?
I know I'm not alone here, but one of my life's pains is that I will not be able to properly apologize to my dog ever. And I feel like I owe her a big one from yesterday. I managed to sneak into the condo. She didn't hear me, and she quietly walked down the hallway and stopped because I scared her so much. She didn't know who was in the house. So I held out my phone so I could videotape her reaction, and this poor thing was just staring down the hallway with big eyes being like, hello, are you here to hurt me? And for a minute, I just made sounds and banged on the floor and scared her until I finally revealed myself. So I'm sorry, Savannah. No wonder the universe won't make me a parent. I would torture that child. My poor dog. I scared her so much, and I had a blast doing it, but I did regret it.
Oh, Sam.
I know. I'm terrible.
Is this your first dog, by the way?
My first dog. Yeah, I
Okay,
had a
just
family dog
checking.
growing up.
Because I like how you kind of mess with that dog's mind all the time.
Poor kid.
But I got bad news. That dog is totally over it, and mind was not messed with. You're
I
good.
hope so. I feel like I have to bring her extra treats
You're
today.
good. Yeah, dogs, they don't really hold grudges. They don't.
Thank God.
But unless it's a very abusive situation.
Cats
they don't.
do. Cats hold grudges.
Well, they hold grudges they don't even deserve to hold. That's what cats do. Into the three things we need to know from Gandhi. Gandhi, what's going on?
All right, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has accepted the luxury Boeing 747 jet from Qatar's royal family to use as a temporary Air Force One. The plane, worth about $400 million, would replace the current 40-year-old presidential planes, while new ones from Boeing are delayed until 2027. President Trump calls it a gift to save taxpayer money, but critics, including some Republicans, say it's unethical and possibly illegal without Congress's approval due to the Constitution's rules on foreign gifts. The jet needs costly security upgrades, which could take years, raising concerns about safety and espionage. Congresswoman Nancy Mace is filing a resolution to expel Congresswoman LaMonica McIver. It comes as Congresswoman McIver is being accused of assaulting, impeding, and interfering with law enforcement after touring a migrant detention facility in New Jersey on May 9th to conduct legal oversight. However, McIver and defenders say that she has done nothing wrong, and this action amounts to political persecution. And finally, Sony is discontinuing its PlayStation Rewards program. The company unveiled its Star Rewards program in 2022 to give dedicated players a chance to earn digital collectibles like NFTs. But now, Sony says the program is no longer accepting new members, and it will end this year. Current members will still be able to earn digital collectibles through July 23rd and will be able to redeem their PlayStation Rewards through November of 2026. Sony also assured players that they will still be able to access their collectibles after the program ends. And those are your three things.
The Brooklyn Boys Podcast.
I want to read his next one because he gave us 2 stars out of 5. How's your corned beef?
That's where I go.
Take another bite. Okay, well, what is his review of our podcast?
Abe77.
Yeah.
Abe says, stop eating during the podcast, dummies.
Listen to the Brooklyn Boys Podcast on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Elvis Duran and the Morning Show.
On 9/11, we vowed to never forget. Help America keep that promise. Donate $11 a month to the Tunnel to Towers Foundation at T2T.org. That's T, the number 2, T.org.
Make some noise!
Elvis Duran and the Morning Show.
Wow, tomorrow morning, live from the Jersey Shore. My favorite part about doing the show every Memorial Day weekend kickoff, the Friday, is watching the sun come up over the ocean. It really is fantastic. You know, it doesn't matter if we're at the Jersey Shore or for the Fountain Blue doing our morning show there or wherever we do our shows. If we're on the ocean, watching that ocean as the sun comes up, or in the Bahamas as well, at Atlantis. I mean, it's just an amazing, amazing thing. And we're going to watch it tomorrow morning together, and we'll bring it to you live as you're sitting in traffic. So there's that. It'll be a great day as we kick off the summer. It's our jump start to summer. Let's see. Okay, here's the thing. So in the room, Danielle is married.
Yes.
Gandhi has a partner, has a boyfriend. Let's see. And, okay, Nate is single. Scary has a girlfriend, but they don't live together. We all have different stories, right?
Right.
I'm married, but I'm not with my partner every day of the week, my husband. So I was reading this article, 10 reasons married people secretly envy their single friends.
Okay.
That's
10. Only
Okay.
10 reasons?
Okay. They have the freedom to choose, these single people. They have way more social flexibility. They can grow at their own pace. They can be financially independent. They have time to pursue passion projects. They have personalized routines. They can be spontaneous. They own their time, and they have less domestic stress. and they have access to endless possibilities. Okay, so what?
No, that just sounds like when you say it like that and all of these things that married people are envying, it sounds like marriage is the worst thing in the world.
Exactly. This is my point, okay? And maybe for some people it is. Maybe that list of things that people miss out on while married, it's their own doing. And this is where I want you to hear me out. We can attack each one of these if you want, or a few of them. There's got to be a way to set up a relationship with someone when you decide to get married, but these things are still monumentally important.
Yeah.
They are very important to you.
Yeah, of course.
I want you to marry me. I want you to be my life partner, but can we be officially partners back to back in the jungle with each other and looking out for each other at the same time we're both growing as individuals? Why do we want to let these stereotypical things get in our way? Of course, we understand that if you're going to be married, there's going to be compromise. There's going to be maybe sometimes a lack of spontaneity. Sometimes you do want to defer to your other half and let them make a decision on dinner or whatever, finances, this and that. But if you go into it with this agreement, and hopefully everyone sticks to that agreement, there's got to be a way to make marriage work. At the same time, you still grow as a person.
Yep. I would hope so. Otherwise, why would anybody ever
Exactly.
get married?
But, I'm assuming this, Gandhi. I'm assuming most people walk into marriage without thinking these things through. They just say, we'll be great. We're having so much fun dating each other. We're going to have twice as much fun raising a family. And maybe they do,
Right.
But giving up these freedoms for the sake of being married, I don't know.
See,
where's the middle line there?
I don't think you have to give. Maybe it just depends on
Exactly.
who you marry. I mean, maybe some people want you to give up those freedoms, but I feel like in my marriage, I might be just very lucky that he's totally the opposite. He's like, oh, you want to go there with your friends? Go have a good time. You need to do your
There you
things.
go.
You need to, because I feel like then we bring more stuff to the table to each other, and then we want to spend more time together and share things and whatever. I don't know. It's important to grow and if you stifle your partner, I think they're going to resent you.
Yeah.
Well, maybe this is a relationship, the one you're speaking of, this couple, Danielle and Sheldon.
Yeah.
Maybe they're worth investigating. It sounds like it's working very well for you guys. Even with one of your kids out of the house and another one out of the house sometime soon.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that we all have challenges, and we have tons of challenges like everyone else does. But you work through them. But I think on some of the things that you're mentioning in that list, though, I'm just lucky that we're not that type of couple.
Well, and I also think if you are a partner that is so overbearingly controlling, that doesn't free you up to be free at all.
Right.
Because you're too busy policing the relationship.
Yes. Right.
That's no fun. So it works many different ways. Yeah, Gandhi.
I always think about, in Jerry Maguire when he's like, you complete me. And everybody thought that was just so romantic and amazing. I kind of feel like that's the problem with relationships. If you're looking for somebody to complete you, that creates a really weird codependency and sort of like, I hate to use the word toxic, but just something that you have to rely on all the time, where I feel like people should complement each other. You want to be the wind beneath somebody's wings, not something that's clipping their wings.
Yeah.
I feel like that is, to Danielle's point, what brings resentment into a relationship. You got to let people fly, man.
Right. We got Scary. What's up?
Marriage comes with a specific set of rules, traditions, and template. This template, I think, right? A lot of times, right? But yet 50% of marriages plus fail. So in any other facet of life, you would change this stuff up if 50% failed, right? So why can't we rethink the rules and traditions of marriage, or non-traditions? Or
that's my whole point.
Yeah. Right,
That's
I'm
what-
saying, but
that's the whole
not
point.
many people are on that path. Not a lot of people don't feel that way. They're like,
I think it's changing.
slowly,
Talk
not,
about it.
not fast enough.
I think it's just what Gandhi was saying. I think people are seeing this for what it is. Let's look at the entirety of human existence. I mean, humans have been around for 25, 30, 50,000 years. This whole marriage thing has been in the last, 200, 300, 400 years. And we're doing what our parents did and their grandparents did. And because the world has changed significantly in the last, especially 50 years. And especially the way people approach relationships, I feel, has to change. It really does.
For sure.
There's no way it can continue the way our grandparents or great
But it's not.
did it.
It's not changing for everyone.
I think you have to take care of yourself in order to really give a lot to a relationship. I look at it the same way with kids. People who tell me like, oh, my life stopped after I have kids. I can't do anything and I have to whatever, can't take care of myself. I get it. It's a lot and I get it. But I think if you don't take care of yourself to a point, you're not going to be able to take care of your kids the exact way you need to because you're not taking care of you. There's a lot to taking care of you as a person.
So I guess it goes back to what I was saying in the very beginning. When you meet someone who you think, okay, I want to investigate the possibility of marrying them and quote unquote spending the rest of my life with them to the best of my ability, and with an asterisk next to it. But you got to go in understanding. Look, we need to have our own lane sometimes.
Yeah.
Just because you have your own lane doesn't mean you're not on the same highway.
Agreed.
And yeah, but the thing is sometimes people get married and it all looks great and then it changes. People change or people don't change.
The first thing or the last thing I should say that you read on that list of why people are jealous of their single friends, was it unlimited opportunity or limitless opportunity?
Say that again.
What was the last thing that you read as far as what?
Yes.
Because
to have access. Okay, they're jealous of their single friends because their single friends have access to endless possibilities. Whoa, that's a major line.
Yeah.
That is so serious. If you end up with a partner and you feel like suddenly you don't have limitless opportunity and, this person has capped you in some way, I think that's something to really think about. Yep. Married or not married, if that's how you feel about your partner, that's a really big deal. All of those were really big deals, but that one sort of made me take a step back.
It is a challenge being married. And the challenge isn't always, just to get through the day with your partner. It's also like, well, I've lost touch with me. I've lost touch with what I want to do. And then after a while, you don't do anything. You just live this life where you, as I say, sometimes you just kind of die on the vine like a grape. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. And so another way of looking at this partnership, this marriage, is looking out for the other one, out for your person that you married. Are they happy today in their life?
Right.
It's not only just about me and how I can give them reasons to be happy and safe, but what about them? Are they giving themselves the room to grow?
Yep.
It's like a mama bird sometimes has to kick the old chicks out of the nest.
Yeah.
And say, hey, you need to go fly a little bit here. I love you. I say that because I love you.
Right after it chews its food and spits it in its mouth.
Okay. Should we go down this list again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. 10 reasons married people secretly envy their single friends. They have the freedom to choose. Okay. Look, compromises are inevitable. I get that, but the freedom to choose should be there.
If you don't have the freedom to choose, then there's a lot deeper things you need to be looking at, I think. Really.
Sure. They have more social flexibility, being able to go out with friends.
Yeah.
Single people, it's assumed, have the flexibility to engage in social activities just on a whim, right?
Yeah.
They can grow at their own pace. Well, you should be able to grow at your own pace with me as your husband, shouldn't you?
Of course.
Like if you don't get to grow at your own pace, then I'm doing something wrong too, probably. Financially independent. Well, that's a numbers game. That's your money, our money, my money.
And I think every situation is different with that. Some people keep their money separate the whole time and don't ever put their money together,
They have time to pursue passion projects. God, great. Can you imagine having a room down the hall in the house we own together that's devoted to you, the person I married? That's your room. You do in there what you want to do. You want to be a sculptor. You want to have an orchestra playing in there at night. That's your passion project. Get
and
in
if
there.
you really love someone, why would you ever want to take their passion away from them or stomp on it in some way?
Jealousy
Oof.
takes too much time away from me.
Okay.
Do we know where this list came from?
That's the stuff you got to work through.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I was going to give him credit in a second. Do you want to know now?
No, because I'm just a little curious if this person or whoever came up with this list is like feeling a little something. I don't know.
Well, I can see how these are somewhat universal truths to a lot of people who feel like they're being tamped down in a relationship.
Yeah.
It sounds like an ownership, not a partnership.
Right, it does.
And it's not.
Yeah, but being spontaneous, very important. They have their own time. Oh my God. This is what's great about my relationship I'm in. I miss Alex a lot, but at the same time, we both have a lot of our own time.
Right.
It's kind of great.
Yeah.
Very great. Less domestic stress. Okay, well, that's natural. And as you said at the very end, they have access to endless possibilities.
Wow.
If I'm married to you, if I don't appreciate the fact that you need access to endless possibilities for you, then I'm not a good husband for you.
Yeah.
Imagine?
Be a good partner.
Imagine squishing all of their dreams.
God.
Sorry.
Exactly.
The buck stops here.
Like, you're mine now.
Right?
Like, what?
I don't get it.
I feel like I got everything on that list. That's why I'm so happy.
But at the same time, Scary, sorry to interrupt you. I do have a friend who was married for a very long time, and she probably would agree with everything on this list because it wasn't the right marriage for her. And the guy, it was basically, we're married now. You're going to do what I say and breathe when I tell you to breathe. And that's how she lived for years.
No thanks.
And that's a marriage?
Yeah, exactly. So that's why she's not in there anymore. He wasn't abusive, but he was very demanding. And she said she just couldn't do it anymore.
That's suffocation.
Yeah.
It's controlling, right? Well, I don't know. Something to think about. Maybe, look, if you can't have this conversation with the person you're married to or you're engaged with or in a serious relationship with, if you cannot have this conversation, then there you go. There's the shaky foundation, Yeah. Do you want to spend the rest of your life with someone who doesn't appreciate the fact that you need your own lane? And do you want to spend the rest of your life with someone who you will not allow to have their own lane?
Right.
These are deep thoughts, and you got to think about them, or you can just skate through life and never even think about them at all. But death, doom, and destruction awaits you. I do think.
Red flags. Red flags.
Yeah. All right. So, best of luck with that this holiday weekend.
All right. Thanks, Elvis.
That's great. I think that's stuff everybody should be thinking of. Whether you're in
Absolutely.
a relationship that's marriage or just a relationship, you should think about all those things because your life partner determines so much of the happiness level in your life that you need to be smart about these things.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Danielle has a report coming up in a few minutes. What do you have coming up, Danielle?
We are going to talk about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Are they living together? And what is the reason Miley Cyrus's voice is so raspy?
And is Taylor shaving his back?
Yes. Obviously not.
Well, not this past week, from what we saw in the photos. Also, the one, the only, Dolly Parton. When is she on? In about 20 minutes?
It's about 10 minutes, Elvis.
Oh, my God.
This is Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
Banking with Capital One helps you keep more money in your wallet with no fees or minimums on checking accounts and no overdraft fees. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One, N.A., member FDIC.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.
There's nothing more fun than being in Dolly Parton's kitchen, and here we are. Good morning, Dolly.
Well, good morning. I got my table set for you.
Oh,
Okay,
that's so good.
Okay, what are we eating there? Go ahead, give us a little
Well,
tour.
you know what? We've got single-serve meals, and this one is the beef pot roast. This one is the shrimp and grits. It's got a little bit of a kick to it, if you like that. You wouldn't want to feed that to the baby.
Oh, no.
And then we've got, it's called the biscuit battered peach cobbler, and it serves a lot of people, but these are single serves, but they're big servings, so if you don't eat like a hog, it'll serve two.
Uh-oh.
But anyway, we're excited. It's in the frozen food aisles. And this is something I've been dreaming about for years, to have really good meals that you could just go home when you're too tired to cook.
I love it because this is the stuff I grew up eating. I ate every one of these things growing up. It was a chicken fried steak or country fried steak, and of course peach cobbler. But my mama always had a little vat of bacon drippings next to the stove. Did your mom have that too? Yeah, you still do.
Oh, yeah, people give me that for Christmas. I said, save your bacon drippings because there's so many things that taste so much better with that. I guess it's not supposed to be healthy, but what is healthy that's good, right?
Yeah, this is true.
Exactly.
It was really funny. I don't know. It was not that many years ago you came out with your baked good stuff. And the strawberry cake is my favorite, just to be honest. And now she has her chocolate pie. in the freezer, and now all this other stuff you never have to cook again. We have a whole list of things we want to get to with you, and we start with this. I want to get back to this as well. Happy 40th anniversary for Dollywood. Did you guys know it's 40 years old?
Yes,
I did not know that.
Exciting.
I know.
How cool is that?
Last weekend we went up and celebrated the whole 40th anniversary a couple of weeks ago, and it just seems like it's 15 years at the most. But then here it is, like 40 years later, and we're still going strong. So thank you for bringing that up. We're very proud of that.
And also, Danielle here is our biggest Broadway lover. Did you know the Dolly Parton story is coming to Broadway?
No, I had
next
no
year?
idea. That's so exciting.
This is the big news. Tell everyone about this, Dolly.
Well, actually, it's called an original musical. It's called Dolly, an original. That'd be me, of course. An original musical. But I did write a whole lot of original songs for it to carry the story. But, of course, it has all the big hits, but it tells why and how and the time frame of how those songs came to be. And it's just my journey from my early childhood up to now, and the behind the scenes that a lot of people, I think, will be surprised to know. But it's actually going to start previewing in Nashville here on July the 18th, but the big world premiere is going to be here at the Fisher Center of the Performing Arts at Belmont University on August the 8th. And then it'll play through August, and then we move to New York and open on Broadway next year.
Wow. Did you have anything to do with casting? Like, did you help them out with picking who you wanted to play Dolly?
Well, we had several people. We put out a casting call, and we actually sent about 48 people to New York to be interviewed for different parts, not just the Dollies. But yeah, it's really hard to find. There's 3 Dollies. There's a little Dolly and a middle Dolly, and then the older Dolly that kind of carries the story, narrates the story in a way. So yeah, we've really had some wonderful artists on the show, and I think people are going to love it. And of course, once we get to New York, that might even change some again. But we've got a wonderful cast, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it myself. We've worked so hard for so many years on it, and all the cast from New York came down to work the show up because my husband Carl was ill, and I would not go out of town. And so I stayed here, so we started working it here. So we thought, well, we'll just go ahead and do the whole premiere here, since this is my second home in Nashville. So I'm excited about the fact that it is going to premiere here.
Aw.
Is it bizarre to you ever to watch all of these people pretend to be you in front of you?
Very. Yeah. Very bizarre. And it's very emotional. It just takes you on such an emotional journey, just seeing your life done like that and seeing different people playing you. Of course, it's always hard, like you had mentioned, what my feelings were about the different members of the cast. But they do a great job, and they're just so talented, these people that play on stage. I have such admiration this now that I never knew before what all goes into putting a show on Broadway or on stage like that. I'm more used to television and performing on stage as an entertainer, but boy, there's a whole world of things that go on that you never know how hard these people work and how great they are. So I really hope people are going to like it.
Oh, we're going to love it, and we'll be there front and center. But, this is not a new thing, people pretending to be Dolly. My favorites were always when a big old Dolly drag queen would come out. and a lot of them love meeting you, because I've seen some photos over the years of these drag queens who are like twice your height, with maybe it's just the wigs. That must just make you feel kind of, cool, knowing that people love you. They just love your presence, and they want to act it out on their own.
Well, I get a kick out of those drag queens. You're right, I'm little anyhow. And even with my high heels, I'm still little. But these guys, when they get dressed up, they're already, 6 feet tall. And then they put on those high heels, and it's like but it's funny. People always say, I can't believe you talk about the drag queens. I said, look, I don't care what they're dragging, as long as they drag it to my show. And as long as they're loving me.
There you go.
Wait, is it true that you actually entered, because I see this meme all the time, you entered a drag show and you lost to someone who looked more like you than you?
It's true, but that was years ago when my little gay hairdresser at the time lived up there near Santa Monica Boulevard, where a lot of the gays hang out. And every Halloween, of course, they all dress up. And he said, well, let's go down. And he's like, they give free drinks for the people that participate. So they would just walk them across the stage, and whoever got the most applause got free drinks for the rest of the night or whatever. So he talked me into just kind of over-exaggerating myself, if that's possible. But, bigger beauty mark, bigger hair, bigger whatever. So all these big drag queens going across the stage as Dolly, and then I walked across the stage, just traipsing across my little sawed-off honky legs here, and nobody applauded. It was like a little trickle. That was probably David, my hairdresser. But we laughed so hard. So I always told the story that I entered a Dolly lookalike contest and lost.
That's so funny. Oh my goodness.
I love that. And you know what? So hearing you tell these stories, it takes you back to a time, back to a place of all the millions of things, these memories you have that have built up over your life and lifetime, and as we have in our lives as well. But to watch it being played out on stage, and also reading someone's biography about you, it makes you learn a lot about you. You're always learning about you through what you've been through in your life. And it must be just a supercharge to know that so many people are interested in you, where you came from and where you're going.
Well, I feel very lucky, that I've lived long enough to and did well enough to even merit having my life story told, or that have people that interested in me. It's very humbling, but it is very emotional. Just like when putting the shows together, then when I started seeing all these actors playing out my life story, I would cry, and then I would laugh, and then I would just get kind of moody. It was just like, it was such an emotional journey to watch your life like that and still be alive to watch your live story. I'm still living, but we did manage to cover it from the early days until pretty much up to now. And I wrote a book years ago called My Life and Other Unfinished Business. So to me, some of this is a lot of that unfinished business that I didn't get to tell back when the book came out many years ago. So a lot of things happened since then. But it's emotional when they get to the parts, because my husband plays a big part in the show. My Uncle Bill, who was very important in my life, and Porter, all those people that were so important in my life, they're dead now. And my best friend Judy, she's in the show. She's not in great health either. But I get so overwhelmed with emotion when we're doing those parts, but yet at the same time, I'm just so proud of the wonderful people that I have been able to have made contact with and to have in my life, because nobody's success is by themselves. There's always wonderful people that support you and help you emotionally, physically, and even financially. So it's a good story, and I've really been willing to allow a lot of truths and things to come out in this that I've never really talked about in depth in books or in interviews. So I think people are going to be surprised for what this show really is.
Well, the stories and the legacy live forever. Dolly Parton, of course. Let's get back to the food, because you know what? Another way we tell.
Always get back to
true.
the food.
We talk about where we're from, what makes us who we are, the culture we're from, and the foods that you have chosen to put in your line that's coming out. It takes me back to, like I said, to my childhood. Which one of these dishes we're talking about in your new line that's going to be out? Is it out now, or is it soon? It's soon, right?
Yeah, it's out. It's supposed to be nationwide now in the frozen food aisles. Yeah, because the other stuff, as you mentioned before, is still there and doing really well. And this just kind of enhances it. But this is like you could have complete full meals. We got the cobbler for dessert, but you can also bake all those other cakes and pies and cookies. But this is Southern food the way I remember it, the way I love it. And I'm very involved in the food tasting when we put these things together with ConAgra. And so these are true, hearty, flavorful meals. You get so many frozen foods, especially, that are just bland, and you think, Lord, you have to put so much salt and pepper and butter on it. You just wonder why you're even doing it. And I'm really proud of the whole line.
How many times did you say to them, no, this is not right, it needs more spice, or it needs less spice?
Well, I said it a time or two, and they listened. I said, no, that's not rich or hearty or flavorful enough. So we got to have more seasoning. You got to put more You got to put more salt and pepper and butter or whatever it does to give it that flavor. Because these are not diet dishes, so I'm not promoting it as that. These are hearty meals. You got to really be a good eater to want these kind of things.
I mean, okay, before we go.
I am too. I start my own fridge with it.
Amen. Amen, sister. But before we go, choose one of those dishes that you grew up eating and tell, maybe there's a story behind it or something you were experiencing and you had to come in after a long day working somewhere. Then you sat down and there was a big plate of whatever right in front of you and it just changed your night. Which is your favorite dish out of all these that has probably the most stories behind them?
Actually, they're all favorite foods of mine and favorite dishes. I've always been a big fan of chicken and dumplings. And I do make chicken and dumplings for my family, and I even cook it and freeze it and give it to my family, my brothers and sisters and nieces and nephews, for Christmas. I cook food and give it to them because I still cook like Mama and my aunts and my grandmas. And that's what a lot of this food tastes like. But everybody has their own kind of chicken and dumpling recipe. But we added more vegetables and things in this chicken and dumplings. So when you do have a single meal, you feel like rather than just having the dumplings and the gravy, which a lot of people do, we added vegetables to it as well. And it's really, really tasty. But there's nothing in this world, too, just like a good old pot roast. Don't you agree when you go somewhere? It's like,
absolutely.
Yeah, because I could never be a vegetarian myself because I love meat. I love
Well, I know.
beef and pork and all of the good meats. So,
And you know what they said about vegetarians? If God had meant for us to be vegetarians, he would not have made animals out of meat. So
well, I guess we can all justify anything we want to make a
There
point
you
of, can't we?
Gandhi had one more thing she wanted to talk about because we talked about this last time we spoke with you.
Yeah, I love everything you do. Obviously, you are one of my very favorite people on the planet. And something that I think doesn't get nearly enough attention as it should is your Imagination Library. I just wanted to say how much I love it and what a good program it is. But for people who don't know about it, can you tell us about it for a second?
Well, thank you for bringing that up. That's one of the things I'm proudest of in my whole career is the Imagination Library, where we actually give books to children from the time they're born. It's no cost to the parents. All you have to do is sign up for it, and they get their own little book in the mail once a month until they start school. And we started this almost 30 years ago now, and we just started in my home county. I did it with my dad, who couldn't read and write, and that always troubled him, and it troubled me that he was troubled. So I wanted to do something special that Dad could help me with. And so he really got involved with me to help me and give me some good pointers and all of that. And he got to live long enough to see it doing really well. But we started out just in our home county. Then the governor at the time, Governor Phil Bredesen, thought it was a great program. We took it Tennessee-wide, statewide. Then it went into Canada. Now we're in parts all over the world. And up to date, we've given almost 300 million books to children across the world. So it's just to teach children to learn to read, to love books. And more than anything, if they get that little book with their name on it in the mail, they're going to make somebody sit down and read it. So it is my philosophy, my belief that if you can read, you can educate yourself. If you can't afford to go to college or whatever, there's a book out there on anything and everything you want to know, just like online these days. You can find anything you want to know. But if you can't read, that makes your life very limited. But I am proud of that, and thank you for bringing that up.
I just love it
How
so
cool.
much. Yeah.
Dolly, you are just something fabulous. And and now we can go to the grocery store and we can get a taste of Dolly in every bite. Does it sound weird?
Yeah, taste the Dolly. Go for it.
Oh my God, this tastes like Dolly Parton. How fabulous. Well, thank you so much for being with us, and I hope you have the most wonderful day. And you always have a place at our table here, Dolly Parton. We love you. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you so much.
Dolly!
I appreciate it. I love you. Bye-bye.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.
Alex Warren is here. We're going to play Ordinary for you in a minute.
For people who don't know your life story, you were sort of talking, you mentioned it.
One day I posted a singing video on the toilet and it blew up. And
the toilet blew up?
Not the honestly,
That's not a good sentence, Alex.
very well could have.
The Mercedes-Benz Dream Days are back with offers on vehicles like the 2025 E-Class, CLE Coupe, C-Class, and EQE Sedan. Hurry in now through July 31st. Visit your local authorized dealer or learn more at mbusa.com/dream.
Elvis Duran in the Morning Show. Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
It is the official kickoff to summer. Our jump start to summer. We are live at Jenkinson's Point Pleasant Beach, down the shore, the Jersey Shore. Tomorrow morning, we get in there and get all set up. So we only have 1 hour to ourselves to kind of like wake up on the beach. Yeah. And then at 7 o'clock, we open the doors at Jenks. Come on in. If you're here in the area, the Z100 Q102 area in Philly and New York, we want you at the Jersey Shore tomorrow morning. Now, we are doing our show there. You can watch it from 7 to 10. And then we're there all day. I mean, Z100's there all day long with performances from Lil Jon, and it goes on and on. The DJs, it's going to be quite the day. And you know what? They're saying the weather's going to be nice. It's going to be nice tomorrow. Come on out, experience it with us if you want to dare get up that early. Or just, make sure you make plans to join us at Jenks tomorrow sometime. So hold on. Whose nose is whistling?
Not mine. Not me.
We got a whistly booger.
Who's got the whistle?
We got a whistly booger.
When we try to do it, it doesn't happen. We have to breathe normally.
Yeah, you can't force it. But I'm sitting here listening to.
Bet you it's a
It's a
real
nose.
sharp one.
It's a ouch.
Yeah. The sharper they are, the higher pitch.
Yeah, the more
I've noticed.
There's an artichoke in that dip.
Yep. There's a chunk. There's a chunk in there. Wow. Our conversation with Dolly Parton. A lot of people texting in about it. A lot of people are in love with Dolly Parton, just as we are as well. Aww. Right? What do you love most about Dolly? Go.
I think her charitable efforts, just in general, she does so much. She never makes a big deal about it. So many celebrities like hype it up. There's so much she's done that's flown under the radar, but that imagination library to me is like everything. I love it.
Plus, she's done so much, and she's like an icon, but she's still so nice. Like, she's done everything and is so famous, but she's still down to earth and a nice person.
Very much so. And I know, speaking for Froggy and me, being from the South and being from the Southwest, Dolly Parton is so many women that we grew up knowing.
Without a doubt.
Real, truly. Like, especially your mom's friends and your grandparents' friends were like Dolly.
Without a doubt.
I mean, how do you put it into words, right? I mean, that kind, gentle.
How are you?
Yeah, Southern charm.
Yep.
Just so relaxed. And, we grew up with that. So, living in the Northeast for so many years, I sometimes forget. I forget what it's like to be around people that are actually really like that. Scary, you guys have no clue.
No, we don't. I think she's the Southern Betty White, actually. She's so sweet and charming. She makes me laugh and smile. She smiles when she talks. So it's infectious.
She's great. Yeah, Nate, what's up?
So there's these 4 guys, and it's the 4 horsemen of wholesomeness, and it's Bob Ross, who did the paintings.
Yeah.
Steve Irwin, the croc hunter.
Oh yeah.
What's his name? Mr. Rogers from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and then Jim
without
Henson.
a doubt.
And then Jim Henson. She should be added to that list.
Yeah.
Right. Granted, those 4 are no longer with us, but Dolly Parton is like the Mount Rushmore of wholesomeness and making you feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I was at the grocery store yesterday. I wanted to buy one of those Dolly dinners.
Ooh.
And I was looking in specific for either the country fried steak or the chicken and dumplings. They didn't have them yet. They didn't have any of her Dolly stuff.
All right.
I mean, they had her cornbread mix and her brownie mix over in the baking section, but no. I got to get back. I got to find me a store that has the Dolly dinners. I don't think they're called that, but it's the Dolly Parton.
Great name, though.
They should be called that.
But I like how when she described her dinner, she said, "I tell you, these are not healthy dinners."
Yeah.
They're hearty.
She's very honest.
They're hearty, not healthy. They should call them Dolly Parton hearty, not healthy dinners.
Yes.
I'm thinking. I mean, why not? I don't know. I feel like hearing a song. What do you got?
Oh,
What do you have?
Summer song?
Yeah, we need a summer song.
I'm
We have
thinking
time for a song, right?
Ocean Avenue from Yellow Card or something like, or Blink 182 or something.
Okay, find one.
Or My Own
Put
Worst
it in there.
Enemy. Well, which one?
No. Okay, you're going down a list for an hour and a half. By the time you get to the end of your list, it'll be time to not play a song.
Okay.
This
What do
is
you
the
have?
behind the scenes thing that happens every time.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, we go on and on for hours. Come on, Scary.
All right, here we go.
How about some Blink? I'm going to go ahead and pick Blink 182. Look at that.
Oh.
All
Can't go
the
wrong with this.
small things. Let's go. Welcome to summer.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce.
Hi, I'm Sam Smith.
This is BB Rexa.
With Elvis Duran and The Morning Show.
I love talking about the heroes that Tunnel to Towers Foundation brings us almost every day. The heroes that have given so much And now we need to give back to them. Let me tell you what Tunnel to Towers Foundation is doing this Memorial Day. Listen to this. This is a very special thing. To take care of those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our country, they're providing 25 mortgage-free homes to the families these men and women have left behind.
That's awesome.
25 for Memorial Day weekend. You know, Frank Siller, who started Tunnel to Towers as the chairman and CEO now, he is so excited about easing this financial burden. It's the least we can do for those who laid down their lives for our country and our freedom. So this Memorial Day, Tunnel to Towers is honoring the memory of those who volunteered to serve our great nation and didn't make it home. These families that left behind will always have a place to gather and celebrate their fallen hero and celebrate each other. It's such a great way to express our gratitude and deliver this very, very clear message. Their sacrifice has not and will not be forgotten, period. Tunnel to Towers, the Gold Star Family Home Program, it honors the legacy of those who have made that ultimate sacrifice while serving our country, paying off the mortgage and providing the surviving spouses and young children mortgage-free homes. So, Tunnel to Towers, if you want to be a part of this, you can. You can donate $11 a month. That's a great starting place, and they'll happily sign you up. $11 a month, Tunnel to Towers, waiting for you at t2t.org. What a great time of year to remember that this is available for us to help give. That's T, the number T. No, the number 2. I almost messed that up. I was like, 2 is not a T. T is not a 2. That's T, the number 2, T.org for Tunnel. All right, show's done. Let's get out of here. Till next time, say peace out, everybody.
Peace out, everybody.